Hello and welcome back to Nasty Nate, Plant Exterminator in the Farm of Doom. And I'm back over here on the backside bananas where these guys just have some issues. They're on the back of a slope here with another slope right in front of them, and they just, even though they're in the open pretty much. I mean, there are some big trees along the edge there, and I got a durian back here, but for the most part these are fairly open, but they don't get a lot of light back here, and the weeds were pretty heavy, so they had some issues with the sigatoka, and they were good producing bunches there, but with all this moisture it's created, it reduces the size, and you can tell the difference in them when they're infected with the sigatoka. Like I've got this. This is a great example of it. I just happen to be standing right in front of it. This one, it's a small banana tree. There are no healthy leaves up on top, and it's got a bunch of bananas on it, and so it's just the stalk there. So, and it's going to be a small bunch of bananas due to the sigatoka. So, and it was always hard to get back here and keep up on these weeds. This was the last spot we would weed, and we'd get over here, but by the time we did, they were up. The weeds were up pretty high, and just created a great environment for the fungus. And it's bad that it happened, but it's good that it happened early on, and I got to see the effects. Which now I see a bunchy top right there. I got to come back and get that guy a little bit later on. But there's a new heart over there, which is good to see. So what we did to try and help with that is we sprayed this weed spray, and it's just, I sprayed it. I think I went overboard on the weed spray. I didn't want to kill everything, and it has. It's even had an effect on some of the bananas, not so much in this area, but in some other areas. Yeah, I think I overcompensated here, because now going back up on this side, I just don't like to see it like this. It's just too. I wanted to get rid of the weeds right next to it, but I didn't want to. It's too wide. Like, this is the 6-meter space, which was going to be for cacao later on, but it's almost wiped that out. Even I kind of wanted to leave that in the center. I mean, it's going to free us up with some availability on the other side, but that was not. This is where it's only 3-meter, and it like killed everything all the way across. And that's where the guys, when they typically, the guys would use weed spray, they're getting ready to plant something like a crop, a quick turnaround crop that grows in like a month or two. And so you kill everything because you don't want any weeds. But with the bananas, I don't care. I don't mind having grass, and I just didn't want to have them overwhelmed with weeds, so they were creating a poor environment. So it just kind of kills. So it looks like I just don't like the look of the soil. It doesn't look as much of a living soil like this. So yeah, we're going to reduce the amount of the weed spray instead of a full sardine can, which is 155 milliliters. I'm going to reduce it to 3/4 of a can, which is 117 milliliters, and we'll see what effect that has. And we've also changed the way we're spraying. Instead of going like this whole, they were spraying. I think because the weeds were so thick, and even in the 6-meter, that they were spraying like the whole 6-meter, and now it's just going to be like, it doesn't need to be this wide, just a pass down one side, a pass up the other. It'll be a quicker thing. So Yeah, I can't have that. I want to have, I'm trying to build better soil, and maybe when they get a little older, even they'll block out some more of the weeds, but it's just not liking the look of this right now. But as far as the bananas are going, they're doing well. You'd see some bunches over here already bagged, a couple more on the way. And this is just where we had some sporadic bananas that had just kind of clung on from before. That's where the ones that had produced. But you see these small bunches here. This would be a very small bunch of bananas, and those weeds were having an effect on. This is a reject. This is a total reject bunch. I'm embarrassed to show it, but that's what it is. It's so that's that. Wow. But in order to compensate for that ridiculous, that is an anomaly. Like, if that bunch is sad, that is a sad bunch. It's time to hang up my hat and call it quits if those are my bunches. But that's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want that sigatoka having an effect on the banana plants. And this one, you can tell it's not bunchy top. It's not fusarium wilt. This is the effect of the weed spray on it, on those leaves. Now that'll heal up, but it takes some time away from. It has to recover from the weed spray. But as far as the bunch goes, that's a nice big bunch of bananas, which is good to see. And I think that I had already mentioned that it looks like, because it's not as dead over here. So I'm hoping that we had repaired that, so it's not. This is more of what I would prefer it to look like. I don't want to have a total barren field of death. I'd like to have where the weeds are controlled and there's still some life left in the soil. So. And these bananas were all planted last, so they're still a ways off from producing. But I just wanted to. That was a good example of the weed spray, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. So I'll go ahead and end it there. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.